As of the time of recording, Texas A&M has the #1 ranked recruiting class for 2022, and it may only be getting better. It looks like this is going to be Jimbo Fisher's best class to date and could be one of the top recruiting classes of all time. If they are able to turn these high-level recruits into stars, they will not only be contending for the SEC championship, but national championships. Jimbo Fisher is building something special down in College Station. Although Texas A&M is coming off a disappointing 8-4 season, they've been putting in the work to have one of the top recruiting classes in the nation. Let's talk about the 5 stars Jimbo Fisher has been able to land. At quarterback, they had Connor Wigman, wide receiver Evan Stewart, and defensive lineman Walter Nolan and Gabriel Brownlow-Denny. This is just insane, as they are one of 3 programs to have more than 2 5-star recruits in their class, with the other 2 being Alabama and Georgia. The Aggies locked in the #2, 6th, 16th, and 19th best players in the class. If that wasn't enough, on signing day, they added 4-star defensive lineman Anthony Lucas and Anaya White, their biggest signing day pulls on that side of the ball, and beat Texas for 4-star offensive lineman Cam Dewberry. They have 14 top 100 recruits in their class as of now, and they still may add Harold Perkins, Shamar Stewart, and others as well down the line, so that number may only go up. Fansided writes Texas A&M has loaded up on wide receiver in this class, snagging commitments from 5 of them so far. Similarly, the Aggies have done well to bolster their secondary with 4 commits from the defensive backs. Texas A&M only has 1 running back so far, but that may not be the end of the world. Fisher and his staff are doing everything they possibly can to turn Texas A&M into a championship contender, and that includes recruiting at an absurdly high level. That's easier said than done, but the Aggies are doing a decent job right now, and they've got a group they should be proud of right now. Fisher is following the process not just to beat Nick Saban, but build a championship-winning team. Saturday Down South writes, elite players, well-developed elite players, high school stars with a history of winning, developed into college stars who understand maximizing team values, create individual value. You can be an X's and O's genius, you can have infallible schemes, and put players in positions to win, but if you don't have Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence, or Cam Newton or Joe Burrow and a bunch of other elite players, you're more than likely not beating Saban in Alabama. And being a former assistant has nothing to do with it, but Fisher changed that dynamic this season. He beat Saban without a boatload of elite players. The only question remains is what happens when Fisher gets those players. We may soon get the answer to that question, as they finished with a top 4 recruiting class the past 3 years, and may finish with the best recruiting class this year. Matt Hayes goes on to say, if Fisher does it right, if he turns Texas A&M into a version of Florida State, he'll get the Aggies to the college football playoffs, and when playing for national titles, nearly every single player on the starting 24 will either be drafted by an NFL team or will have been seen on an NFL roster, like they did at Florida State in 2013. The last team to do something close to that, LSU 2019, beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa and won the national title, and became the greatest team in the modern college football era. They then got 18 players either drafted or signed with NFL teams. A&M is recruiting at such a high level, and currently Elijah Robinson is the #1 recruiter in the nation, and James Coley is the 11th best recruiter in the nation. Fisher has 4 assistants ranked inside 24/7 Sports top 25 recruiters. It seems like Texas A&M just needs a quarterback, and they should either have one in Haynes King or Connor Wigman, and if they don't think they have it for next year, they could go grab someone from the transfer portal. Jimbo Fisher thinks he landed the best quarterback in the country, speaking on why he preferred Connor Wigman over Quinn Ewers, saying, those guys are all great players, but I've invested in Wigman, #1, and I think this is the best guy in the country. I think he could do everything you have to do. More importantly, besides running and the throwing, he's unbelievably competitive. He's unbelievably tough. He affects his team in a great way. There weren't a lot of Division I players on his team. When he played, they won. Period. He took them deep into the playoffs, and then he couldn't play the game and they got beat. The way he affects his guys, his arm, his legs, I had him in camp. Unbelievable learning abilities. He can run, is a legit 4'6", 4'5" guy. When you put the intangibles with his great abilities, I think he's the best quarterback in the country. Wigman will also be playing for the baseball team next year. The Aggies should be a fun program to watch, not just next year, but for years to come, and should be bursting down the college football playoff door soon. But what do you think? Are the Aggies a real deal? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos right here. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.